Today marks Central Karoo Mayor Gayton McKenzie's 100th day in office. The Patriotic Alliance leader has been lauded on social media for his hands-on approach to service delivery. McKenzie famously gave up his salary, bodyguards and refused a state vehicle. eNCA's Govan Whittles is in the area checking if services are indeed reaching the people and touching base with the man himself, the man of the moment in that part of South Africa. Govan, good afternoon. Thanks for your time on today. So, 100 days come and gone. Have you noticed difference? I mean, I'm sure you've spoken to some people already. Are they noticing a shift?
They certainly are, and what they've noticed is not only the fulfillment of the 100 days promises, fixing of the swimming pool, the opening of an aluminium factory, a bakery, also a tar making factory, and then of course dealing with the toilet issue, giving toilets to 100 families who've relied on pit toilets in the past. But generally, Bradan, there's something about the mayor, Gayton McKenzie, that's inspiring the townsfolk here. Should point out that in 2018 I undertook a visit to the same town where a number of those problems were highlighted by residents, but the difference then was that they didn't have a lot of faith in the leadership of the council. This time things appear a little bit different. That's of course due to the aura of the man himself, Gayton McKenzie, who joins us now to discuss Beaufort West, what the future holds for it and his reflections on 100 days. Mr. Mayor, thank you so much for your time. Let's just begin with the 100 days, and I'll put it to you like this. You've achieved the promises that you've made. You've kept all of them, but you've done that in classic style by being frustrated with government processes and then raising the funds as you're known to do yourself. Now 100 days are over and finally you'll have to engage with these processes. How did you manage to do it by raising funds privately, and how are you looking forward to the next 9 months having to deal with the processes?
Right. We are so used to people making promises and then they encounter problems and they come back and tell us we can't do this because we've encountered this problem. I was in no mood to go back to people and tell them that I subsequently found out that there's no money in the municipality. So I went out publicly, transparently. I went to go and raise money so that we can fix these things. We have promised the people that we're going to fix the swimming pools, which we did. We promised that we are going to eradicate the bucket system, which for me is bigger than just eradicating it. It's like bringing people dignity. That people cannot in this day and age still be subjected to using a bucket system. We have under-promised and overcommitted. We have brought investment. We have managed to create 350 jobs, and I say the next 9 months is going to be fire.
You yourself said you wouldn't have been able to meet those promises if you had to rely on government processes, specifically the tender system. Going forward, you have a massive plan that you announced today that needs to be rolled out in the Central Karoo. Do you think that you'll be able to achieve those things, considering the fact that now you'll have to engage with those processes?
No, definitely, because now I have time. I didn't have time then. And now I've got a better grasp of how these things really actually work. But now I have time. I will fulfill those in the next coming months. You see, the government processes, I laugh. People are so used to saying, one person was telling me, we need to do a feasibility study for a pool. I burst out laughing because we always people look for things to make money out of the solution. This time, we bring a new way of doing things. We have time, we will do everything that we've promised going forward. We've got big plans to turn this into Dubai.
So far you've only used private money, and the state's money will be used in the processes going forward. A lot of people have criticized you already, talking about qualified audit opinions that may be coming. What do you think about the fact that once this municipality goes under audit, the accounting on those projects that you've done with private money will come under scrutiny?
Well, then that's just dumb. That is really just dumb, because I have not used the state's money, number one. And number two, I didn't just go out with taking a collection bowl and went to go and say put money in. Firstly, we went to council. We explained the plan to council. We told council we don't have money. We told council about my promises. Council unanimously gave me permission to raise the money and put the money into a trust. Now, when people, I'd rather be criticized and found in an audit that I have done wrong while I've done the job. People are not doing the job and still gets criticized in ordered outcomes. So for me, you can criticize me all you like, but I know the people tonight can flush the toilets. I know everything I've promised, I've done. Everything I said I'm going to do, I have done. And the next 9 months, all the things we're talking about, we are going to do it.
We'll get to the 9 months and what will happen after, but just stick on the promises. One of them that you made today is a promise to end load shedding in the Central Karoo within 9 months. A lot of politicians have made the same promises for their municipalities. How will you do it?
Politicians make promises all the time, but I'm different. I'm going to do it. We are going to go out and we're going to want to become energy independent. We are going to call for bids and we're going to follow the process. And we're going to call for bids, and because we have what other municipalities don't have. We've got wind at night, we've got sun during the day, we've got evacuation capacity, and we've got vast tracts of land. That's the renewable jackpot. We have all four. So what we are going to do in the next council meeting, we are going to follow the processes transparently and say to people, come to the Central Karoo, come and set up solar farms, come and set up wind farms, come and set up storage facilities, and this place will become energy independent.
You mentioned 9 months. That's because you've committed to leaving the Central Karoo after 9 months. Your initial commitment, you said, was for 12 months. 3 of them have already passed. And you're saying that you're not going to change your mind about leaving. That begs the question of what will happen to the Central Karoo after you leave. Many of the people in the councils at the moment are people who've been in this area for a number of years and served in the political parties. Central Karoo itself has a reputation for big man politics, having been governed by Truman Prince for a very long time. What stops the Central Karoo from slipping back into dysfunction if you're not there, as you say, to watch over that?
All right, now I'm not going to change my mind about leaving the Central Karoo because I've got higher aspirations. I need to go and campaign, go throughout the country and go and make my party, the Patriotic Alliance, bigger in other areas. But we have very capable men and women in this party. I hate the indispensable big man syndrome. You know, the graveyard, as Winston Churchill said, is full of indispensable men and women. So we have capable people. We have people that will follow party line. Our party, you have to follow party line. I am following party line. And our party line is do the best for the people. We will not allow Central Karoo to go back to where it was.
Thank you so much. That's Gayton McKenzie. He's the executive mayor of the Central Karoo District municipality. Right now we're coming to you live from Beaufort West, where we have seen the change that he's talking about. And we'll speak to other parties and residents of Beaufort West, of the Central Karoo, to get a proper sense of what life was like under the governance of the Patriotic Alliance and whether they believe this change will last. For now, it's back to you, Brother.
Thank you very much, Govan Whittles, there in Beaufort West in the Central Karoo, speaking to Mayor Gayton McKenzie, who seemingly, so to speak, against all kind of bureaucratic odds, in his 100th day in office has managed to deliver what he promised the people, the residents of that town.